Hello and welcome to UTV's St Patrick's Day Special 2018, and this year we come from Armagh, the ecclesiastical capital of Ireland, where Patrick is said to have founded his main church and where both cathedrals are named after him. Well, despite this bitterly cold day, thousands of you have lined the streets to celebrate the patron saint. Our reporters too have been out and about sampling the atmosphere across the island. We'll hear from them shortly, but first I spent the day here in Armagh. It's become one of the biggest St Patrick's Day celebrations in Ireland, and despite the chill in the air in Armagh, there was a warm reception for as many as 20,000 visitors. Today's parade, the culmination of an 11-day Home of St Patrick festival. So you really are the authentic St Patrick all the way from Wales. How are you enjoying Armagh, St Patrick?
It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, yes, I am from Wales, but I've come back to my true homeland here in Armagh to lead the parade through the streets today. So it's an actually fantastic feeling.
And you brought the snow?
I have brought the snow. I thought it had a little bit of magic to the day, you know.
Leaders of both the Catholic Church and Church of Ireland joined the party.
It's just lovely to be here. Unfortunately, it's not very warm, and as my grandchildren said, I look more like Darth Vader than St Patrick at the moment, but I think it's necessary in a day like this. But again, it's just lovely that we can share St Patrick on St Patrick's Day.
May the force be with you, Richard.
Thank you.
And I think actually it is a wonderful day, and there is a great force of family love and joy that brings people together on St Patrick's Day.
Organisers keen to stress the event's cross-community credentials.
I'm happy to be here today, and as I say, the council worked very hard at this event to make it cross-community, and as Deputy Lord Mayor I'm happy to be here today and support it, and I was here last year as well.
Happy St Patrick's Day!
This is the epicentre of the St Patrick's story. I mean, we have the backdrop of the beautiful Georgian city with the two St Patrick's cathedrals. We have this is the home of the Archbishop, so this is the place really. If you want to celebrate the authentic St Patrick's story internationally, this is the epicentre of the story.
70 floats made their way from Palace Domain to Market Square with hundreds of participants, including pipe bands, Irish dancers, schools and clubs. For young and old, the celebrations didn't disappoint.
That's a good day out. Yeah, the weather's held up nicely so far.
Apart from the flurries of snow.
But that's to be expected.
The bands are fantastic, but the floats are just unbelievable.
And you're bearing up all right in the cold?
Yes, feet's a wee bit cold, but sure, what do you do?
It's brilliant and it's a great turnout and everybody's enjoying it.
Okay, that's really fun.
I've been admiring your hat and your eyeshadow.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're entering into the spirit of things then?
Oh, absolutely. Every year, just loving it.
I understand you've come all the way from Sweden to see your daughter.
Every year, twice a year we are here, and they are coming over to us twice a year. So
But you always come for the parade.
Yeah,
You always come for St Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
one
of
the
course.
visits.
It's a big thing for us.
So a carnival of colour as the patron saint's chosen city continues to celebrate in style. And from Armagh, we cross to Belfast and join Michelle Napier. The theme of this year's St Patrick's Day celebration was Global Belfast, to reflect the city's international connections.
Glædelig St. Patrick's Day!
Fijne Sint-Pietersdag!
Vi var St. Patrick in Baila!
Happy St Patrick's Day!
I want to promote Belfast as an open, welcoming, inclusive city, and what other day to do that than St Patrick's Day? St Patrick reached all across the world with his Christianity, so we want to bring him across the world again because so many eyes are on the entire island of Ireland, so why not bring them towards Belfast?
I am St Patrick of the stained glass, one of the many aspects of St Patrick you will see today. And it's great, we're having a wonderful day in St Patrick's Day. Happy St Patrick's Day to all of you here.
The streets were transformed into a carnival of colour as the parade weaved its way along Royal Avenue and around the City Hall.
It's great to create a picture like this out in the street, and not just with Belfast people. We've got international students from Queen's University. We've got a few people who have come over from Liverpool, Manchester to be part of the parade.
What do you think of the St Patrick's Day so far?
I love it. It's great to see this side of Belfast. Everyone's so happy and it's just a great time.
It was the biggest St Patrick's Day parade in Belfast to date, with almost 1,000 participants and performers taking part.
Belfast is the best place for basically any St Patrick's Day festival. This is the best place to be. I came the whole way from New York. The name's Victor Paris. That's Victor Paris.
It's my birthday this weekend, so we've always wanted to be in Ireland for that. So we thought we'd come and see what it's all about.
We're from Spain, but we live in Brighton, and we are coming to a party.
Yeah, to enjoy the day.
To some party.
It's been a fantastic turnout. It's amazing to see so many people getting involved and to see so many tourists. It's brilliant to see that many people coming into Belfast.
We come every year for the parade, and we didn't realise it was going to be so cold, but we wouldn't have missed it for the world.
I'm from Denmark, and I think it's very, very pretty. Yeah, it's very nice.
May the force be with you!
And the party theme went on with a St Patrick's Day concert that everyone was invited to.
Said it should be better, and that I am a smart Jenny watched her and
Well, with the music, partying and snow set to continue here in Custom House Square, it's overnight at Gareth Wilkinson in Derry.
It's carnival time. This is St Patrick's Day, Derry style. The city doesn't just have one parade, there were two. The day began with the apprentice boys on the march, proudly displaying the shamrock on their collarettes to celebrate St Patrick.
It's a day for everybody, for all Christians, and that's one of the reasons that we not just have the parade, but we also go to the cathedral for a short church service.
The main parade returned to a traditional route. For the first time in years, it snaked its way through the city centre and down Shipquay Street. The main man was there too. He had a job to do.
Oh, I've already got the better of him. Look at him run. He's swiggling off there. Right, I better get back to me work. Happy Me Day.
Have you not worn the wrong colour today? Should you not be green?
No. Very colourful today. Here's my beautiful helper.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hi.
You're on TV.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
Over 600 people took part from community groups right across the northwest, north and south. It wasn't just about the patron saint. This has become a multicultural display.
St Patrick's Day in Derry has just grown and grown exponentially over a considerable number of years, and I think this year is going to be our biggest year.
Do you love St Patrick's Day?
I do.
What's so good about it?
Everyone wears green, and it looks so colourful because there's all different shades.
Is this the best parade anywhere in Ireland, do you think?
Yes.
You love it?
Yes, I do.
We are GCD and we came today from Jibbertown and Cookstown to take part in the St Patrick's Day Parade.
We're here celebrating St Patrick's Day Parade as suffragettes, modern day suffragettes.
The parade was a runaway success. Thousands upon thousands of people lined the route. This was a record-breaking crowd. They saw a spectacle worthy of a saint.
I think it's brilliant.
And what's so good about it?
I like all the people dancing.
We go all out and put on a great show. Great day.
What do you think of being on parade?
Good.
What do you think?
Good.
What do you think? Was it good?
Yeah, it was really good.
What was so good about it?
Because we were getting to walk and I love walking around saying hello to everyone.
Brilliant. I can't believe the turnout.
You scared a few people along the way?
Definitely did.
Well, Derry really is the carnival capital, and St Patrick's Day has turned into a real street party, but they've been celebrating elsewhere, including Newry, and our reporter Judith Hill has been enjoying the festivities there.
Mythical monsters mesmerise the crowds. Their snappy moves and neon colours very much a hit in Newry.
How do you feel about participating as a dragon today?
I feel that it'll be colourful and a nice parade because all these dragons will make St Patrick's Day.
I'm feeling very excited and looking forward to the parade.
And is it difficult to manoeuvre around in?
Well, we're going to find out very soon, but I think I'll take it slow.
And who is responsible for creating all these wonderful dragons?
That man over there is Frankie Morgan.
Tell us about the last minute preparations here.
Well, we're just making sure everyone's well harnessed and tied in here so as none of the costumes leave the performers, because they're all very active during the parade. They do an awful lot of jumping about and interacting with the crowds and that. The kids love the colours of them, and they're quite friendly dragons, so they don't scare anybody.
And that set the tone for a parade bursting with character.
I am Snow Queen because I thought, even though in March, we thought we were hoping for some daffodils and stuff coming up, but we're just for the weather. It's
just get some snow.
Yeah. It's forecast anyway, so Snow Queen white. Yeah, easy. Loads of white, go for it, and loads of layers because it's Baltic. So yeah.
I'm a warrior queen, and we are community tribal drummers, and we're from
Newcastle County Down.
Whoa!
Leading the way, young people from a local youth club.
It's going to be different and weird because we were way at the back last year, so it's going to be different and exciting.
But amidst the buzz here, minds on the men in green playing a certain game of rugby.
I'm just looking forward to the parade, really, and the Ireland match against England.
You're looking ahead to that?
And Ireland are going to win, obviously.
Brilliant, obviously.
Yeah, they definitely are. Ireland are definitely going to win, and whoever supports England are going to lose.
But there were no losers here, as over 50 groups took part in this carnival parade.
We're from the Inishowen Carnival Group in Donegal, and we have created wonderful contraptions in a steampunk kind of idea, and we're just looking forward to being part of the parade today. I'm hoping for lots of high fives, lots of smiles and lots of clapping. Yes.
Well, it's certainly been a very creative, quirky and noisy take on St Patrick's Day here, but from Newry we cross now back to Sarah Clark, who's in Armagh.
In part two, we'll have all the celebrations from Dublin and Downpatrick, plus the highlights of today's festivities. We'll be back after this short break.
Happy St Patrick's Day!
Welcome back to UTV's St Patrick's Day Special 2018. In a moment, all the highlights from Dublin, but first we cross to Sarah Moore in Downpatrick.
Downpatrick was the place to be. It's even in the name.
Happy St Patrick's Day!
It's a great honour to do the parade. Although we're getting a little snow and the feet are quite cold, but apart from that, it's all good. And I know that people in Downpatrick will come out in force, as always.
1, 2, 3!
Myths and legends was the theme.
Well, I'm Alice from Wonderland, and this is the Mad Hatter, and we have our pet flamingos, Matilda and Hilda, out for a walk around on St Patrick's Day today.
And does the Mad Hatter enjoy St Patrick's Day?
Mad Hatter loves St Patrick's Day. Loves to join in with all the community and the crowds and stuff and have a lot of fun.
work for months with all the different community groups to get them on board, you know, to come out and enjoy the day. And I think you can tell when you see the number of people that have participated. This wasn't thrown together in a weekend. There's weeks and months of planning, you know, and cooperation, and it really is a cross-community festival that has been enjoyed by everyone. Downpatrick has what New York will never have. We have St. Patrick here in Downpatrick, and nobody can compete with that. So that was what makes us truly special.
Happy St. Patrick's Day! Happy St. Patrick's Day! Happy St. Patrick's Day from Downpatrick.
Hundreds took part in the procession as thousands enjoyed the party, but there's always one.
Happy St. Patrick's Day! Look at the place, there's St. Patrick there! The whole place, St. Patrick, he's been sitting there all day. He's been doing nothing, I've been doing all the work. He's been doing nothing. All he did was get rid of the snakes and the slaves. But now, he just sits there and I do all the work. My God. Happy St. Patrick's Day, I'll see you later, bye.
Of course, Downpatrick is thought to be the final resting place of St. Patrick, and before the parade, a service was held, followed by the laying of a wreath where he is believed to have been buried. Today really was a celebration of the County Down community coming together and enjoying the more magical and mystical things in life.
Well, from the party here in Downpatrick, let's go to Dublin, where Barbara McCann has been having fun.
Ready? Flutes, clarinets.
They weren't dressed for the freezing cold, but they were dressed for the occasion, and they certainly rose to it as the parade weaved its way through the warming heart of Dublin in a flourish of fleur and colour.
We're the only Irish community band in the parade. All the rest are US bands. So we're very proud of the fact that we're able to perform as an Irish band in the top Irish parade.
The theme for the St. Patrick's Festival this year, home, and it seemed everyone wanted to be part of one big Irish family, no matter where they'd come from.
I'm doing actually 50 days in Europe, and I thought to move it up a couple of weeks so I could be here for St. Paddy's.
I love you, Dublin Ireland. Good country. Respect.
Well, so I work in London, and I came over specifically just for St. Paddy's.
Why?
Well, I know how Irish people love to have fun and party.
This should be on the bucket list, really. You know, you have to do it. If you feel that passionate about it, please do it in Dublin. I think the concept that everybody is Irish is wonderful. And we're celebrating home as a theme. Home is where the heart is.
One of the grandest and oldest exhibits in the parade was the Lord Mayor's carriage.
It's still revealing its secrets. During part of its maintenance just about 6 years ago, we found some coins that nobody actually knew were there, so we can actually see them here at the back. So half guineas that were embedded in there. We only found them a couple of years ago, and nobody actually knew they were there.
It was a vintage Rolls and not a throne for homegrown talent and Game of Thrones star Liam Cunningham, acting as Grand Marshal for the celebrations.
It's a fantastic honour, and it being the national parade, because there's lots of beautiful smaller parades going on all around the country, and an enormous one in New York, as we know. So to be asked in your hometown to kind of lead the parade down I took great pride in telling my mum.
St. Patrick couldn't do anything about the weather, but no one seemed to mind.
We decided this year, see, usually it's a lovely day, sunny, shiny and dry, so I said let's try something different, you know, for a change, in memory of the beast from the beast from the east. So we're going for a kind of slightly dull, damp, cold, windy look this year, which I think will be a challenge.
Well, if you're Irish or want to be Irish, there's no grander place to be in Ireland than in the capital city. And there's no doubt the celebrations and the drowning of the shamrock will continue well into the night. In the meantime, from a freezing but lively Dublin, it's back to Sarah in Armagh.
Well, that's it for UTV St Patrick's Day Special 2018. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Before we go, we'll leave you with some of the most memorable images of the day from all of us on the team. Good night.